I have forgotten to press record twice while doing this video. Oh my goodness. Anyways, it is I, Coach Ku, with another episode of a fun-filled, action-packed, super action-packed today, flipped geometry classroom video. And today the topic is area of a regular polygon. What does regular mean when we're talking about polygons? It means that all the sides are congruent. They have the exact same length. So we got some new vocabulary we got to learn. First, there's some parts of a regular polygon you probably have never heard before. The distance from the center of a polygon to any side is called the apothem. Apothem. And there's one, it's going to intersect, and you can write this down, intersect the side perpendicularly, which means at a right angle. So look at the picture on the right over here. You see the two dotted lines? There's one going straight up and down and one that's diagonal. Which one of those do you think is the apothem? If you said the one going straight up and down, then you're right. Get a high five. Yeah, because that intersects perpendicularly and it's going from the center to the side. So I'm going to label that A with the apothem. Next up, the something of a regular polygon is the distance from the center to a vertex. You can see in our picture, the center to the vertex, which is a corner, that's going to be called the radius. So this orange line that I just highlighted, that's the radius, R. Okay? And then lastly, we've got the formula for the area of a regular polygon. It's going to be area, which is big A, equals 1/2 of the apothem times the perimeter. Remember, the perimeter is the distance around the polygon. Okay, so you take one side length and you multiply it by how many sides there are. So let's take a look at an example of how we use this formula. In example number 1. Alrighty, so remember the formula is 1/2. Area equals 1/2 of the apothem times the perimeter. Ooh, okay. So, oh boy. Alright, anyways, what's the apothem here? It's 7 feet right there. So I'm going to replace that with a 7. 1/2 times 7 times the perimeter. How am I going to find the perimeter? One side is 24.2. How many sides do I have? 1, 2, 3 sides. I'm going to multiply that by 3. And my perimeter is going to be 72.6 feet, but I'm just gonna write the number. So it's that times 72.6. Put that into the calculator, and your answer is gonna be 254.1. We're talking about area, so my units are gonna be feet squared. Do not forget the squared, and that is my answer. So you guys use that area formula and do number 2. Now, sometimes in the examples, they only give you the apothem or they only give you the side length. So how would I do a problem like that? I need to find, how am I going to find the perimeter if I don't know the side length? You're going to have to find the side length. How am I going to find the area if I don't know the apothem? You're going to have to find the apothem. And there's 3 steps right here written very conveniently. And I'm just going to show you how you're going to use these steps in these types of problems. So look at number 3. Number 3, you're only given the apothem. That's 5, okay? So right there, that's the 5. But I need the perimeter to find my area, right? So how would I find my side length that would give me my perimeter? First, we're going to create a right triangle, step 1. Create a right triangle by drawing the apothem and the radius. The apothem's already drawn. Now I need to draw the radius. So I'm going to, from the center to the corner. There we go. Next, we're going to find the measure of the interior angle. I'm going to label it with the dark green color. This is the angle they're talking about. How am I going to find this angle where the radius intersects the vertex? Well, if I were able to find this whole angle right here, if I cut that in half, that would give me the angle I'm looking for. But we do know how we can find this angle right there. We have a handy formula, remember, from the last unit. You're going to take 180, multiply that by n minus 2. N's the number of sides on your polygon, and divide that by n, the total number of sides on the polygon. So in this case, we've got a hexagon. There's 6 sides. So we're going to go 180 times 6 minus 2 is 4, divided by 6. And that means my interior angle here for each angle would be 120 degrees. So this whole thing is 120 degrees. So what would the measure of half of that, which is this angle right there, that would be 60 degrees because we just cut it in half. So that's going to be how you find the interior angle of the vertex and radius intersection. Next, we found that, so we're going to have to use either our special right triangle properties, our 45, 45, 90, or 30, 60, 90, or trigonometry, SOHCAHTOA, to find the apothem or side length. So we're looking for the side length here. This is a 30, 60, 90 triangle because you can see we got the 90 right there, the 60 right here. That means the other side must be 30. So if I wanted to find, watch this, I want to find this right here. I want to find that length right there. I'm going to label that as X. How would I find that? Well, remember on a 30, 60, 90, I'm just going to go ahead and draw this triangle bigger. So I got the 90 right here, 60 right here, and 30 right here. Remember, on the 30, 60, 90, the sides have a relationship. The side across from the 30 degrees is X. The side across from the 60 degrees is X squared root of 3, and the side across from the hypotenuse is 2X. Well, look at where the apothem is in my picture. That's going to be the X squared root of 3. So 5 equals X squared root of 3. It's taken straight from the picture. We're trying to find X. So if I simplify for X, watch this, 5 equals X squared root of 3. How do I get X by itself? I'm just going to divide both sides by square root of 3. Now, normally, we don't let you keep the radical on the bottom, but we're just trying to find a number here. So if I plug 5 divided by square root of 3 into the calculator, that's going to give me about 2.89. So that means this X right here is about 2.89. If that X is 2.89, what is my whole, how would I get my whole side length? I take 2.89 and multiply that by 2, and that would give me 5.78. My whole side length is 5.78. So I'm almost done here, finally. So I have my apothem, I found my side length, I just need the perimeter to do my formula for area. So my perimeter, I'm going to take 5.78 and multiply that by 6, because there's 6 sides to find my perimeter. That's going to be 34.68. So now, finally, I've got everything I need. My perimeter and my apothem. Area equals 1/2 apothem times perimeter. 1/2, what's my apothem? 5 times what's my perimeter? 34.68. There we go. Now just put this into the calculator and you're going to 86.7. What are my units? Meters squared. And there you go. So try number 4 on your own. Alright, moving on to example number 5. Find the area of each regular polygon if you're only given one side. So they told me the side is 8. Remember, first step, step 1, create a right triangle by drawing the apothem. That's this, boom, 90 degrees. That's my apothem. And then my radius, so from center to the corner, bam, that's the radius. Okay, that's my right triangle. Now I need to find the measure of the interior angle, my interior angle. So let's see, we're going to use the formula 180 times n minus 2 divided by n. That's going to be 180 times how many sides? There's 5, so 5 minus 2 is 3 divided by 5. That's going to be 108 degrees. So the whole thing right here is 108 degrees. What is this angle right here then? That's going to be 54 degrees because it's half. Okay? Now, what is this length right here? The whole side length is 8, so half of it would be 4. So this is 4. And now I'm just looking for my apothem, which is right here. I'm going to label it as A, okay? A. So this is a classic finding a missing side using trigonometry problems. So first thing that we want to do is label all the sides and their relationship with our angle. Our angle is 50, labeling, okay, well, our angle is 54 degrees. Which side is opposite from the 54 degrees? That's going to be the apothem, so opposite's over here. Which side is the hypotenuse across from the right angle? That's the radius, the orange line. And then that means our 4 down here is the adjacent side. So you can see we're going to be using our opposite side and our adjacent side. And remember, we have SOHCAHTOA, SOHCAHTOA. All right. So which function is going to use O and the A? That's TOA. So we're going to write tangent of what's our degrees? 54 equals opposite, which is A. We don't know what our apothem is. We're looking for that, over the adjacent side, which is 4. Now, if I want to get A alone, all I have to do is multiply both sides by 4. And that means 4 tangent of 54 is going to be my apothem. And if you put that in the calculator in degrees mode, you're going to get about 5.5. So that means I found my apothem. It's 5.5. Now, do I know my radius? I can find my radius because I know one side is 8. How many sides on this pentagon are there? 5. My radius is going to be 40. So now I'm just going to use my formula. 1/2 area equals 1/2 apothem times perimeter. 1/2 times 5.5 times 40. And that's going to equal 110. And my units here are inches squared. So my answer is 110 inches squared. This pentagon has an area of 110 inches squared. On to the last example. Find the area of each regular polygon given only the radius. Whoa, that's weird. This time we're going to have to find the apothem and the side length. So this is a square, obviously. So, if you found the side, you'd be able to find the, the whole area. But I'm going to show you using the apothem and the perimeter. So let's take a look. We're going to draw the apothem here. I'm going to draw it over here. Boom. Now, every square, well, I'm going to use the formula just to keep it consistent. Remember, 180 times n minus 2 over n. I'm looking for this angle right here. So what is that? How many sides in a square? 4. So that's going to be 180 times 2 because 4 minus 2 is 2 over 4. 360 divided by 4 is 90. 90 degrees. We already knew that. There's 90 degrees in a square. Half of this is 45 degrees. So this angle over here is 45 degrees. Okay? So we found that. Now, why do we need that? So we can find our apothem. But first, we're going to have to find our side length. So let's use this to find, well, we can find either the apothem or the side length. Now, all we have to do is label our sides, so with the opposite, adjacent, hypotenuse. So where's the hypotenuse? That's going to be the 3. Where's the opposite? That's going to be over here, the unknown side. And where's my adjacent? Over here. So first, let's look for the apothem. I'm going to label that with a small a. Which sides can I use to find the apothem? I can use the opposite side and the hypotenuse. So SOHCAHTOA tells me that I be using sine. So it's going to be sine of 45, that's my degrees, equals opposite, which is the apothem, over my hypotenuse, which is 3. So if I want to find my apothem, I'm just going to multiply both sides by 3. And 3 sine of 45 equals my apothem, which equals 2.1. So my apothem is 2.1. So then I'm going to label that with a 2.1. Okay. Next, I need to find my adjacent side. So if I wanted to find that, let's erase these circles. We're going to use this time we're going to use my adjacent side and my opposite side to find that. Length right there, so it's going to be, this time, it's going to be cos, so cosine of 45 equals my adjacent side. I'm just going to, label it with the big A, whatever, over h, which is going to be, I don't know why I started writing that, it's 3. So multiply both sides by 3. And that means that 3 cosine of 45 equals A, that missing side right there. So we put that into the calculator in degree mode. You're going to see that it's going to equal the exact same thing, equals 2.1. So now I know that this length right here is 2.1. So what's my total length on one side? 4.2. And using my formula for area, area equals 1/2 apothem times perimeter equals 1/2. What's my apothem? I already found it. It's right here, 2.1. So we're going to go 2.1 times what's my perimeter? I got to take this 4.2 and multiply it 4 times because there's 4 sides. So 4.2 times 4 equals 16.8. So my perimeter is 16.8. And then I'm going to put that into my calculator. And that gives me about 17 point, if I did 2 decimals, 64, if I did 1 decimal, 0.6. So 17.64 miles squared. And that is number 7. So you guys try number 8. And we're finally done with these notes. This is how you find the area of any regular polygon. 1/2 apothem times perimeter. We're done. See you in the next one. Peace.